Welcome to CFA Teenager, where we explore how money, businesses, and the economy really work, so you can think smarter and understand the world like a financial expert.
Alex and the Consumer Detective Academy. In the Macro Kingdom, behind the tall glass walls of the central bank tower, there was a secret school known only to a few. It was called the Consumer Detective Academy. Every year, only one young student was invited. This year, it was Alex. One morning, he received a golden envelope sealed with a strange symbol, a shopping cart crossed with a magnifying glass. Inside, it read, "If you want to understand the entire economy, you must first understand households." Alex was puzzled. Why households? Why not big companies or banks? So he went to the academy to find answer and posed the question to the headmaster. The headmaster smiled, because households represent the largest single sector in most economies. Their spending decisions influence everything: business profits, hiring, investment, and economic growth. When families spend more, the economy expands. When they spend less, everything slows down. Alex realized, if he wanted to understand the economy, he had to understand consumer behavior. And so his training began. Mission 1, the Confidence Radar. Alex entered a large circular room. In the center stood a glowing machine labeled Consumer Confidence Detector. The headmaster explained, consumer confidence reflects how people feel about the future. Do they believe they will keep their jobs? Do they expect their income to grow? Do they feel secure enough to spend money? When confidence is high, the headmaster said, people spend more freely. When confidence falls, even before income changes, people become cautious. The machine began to glow brighter. When confidence rises, shops and stores become busy, because more people come to buy products. But when confidence drops, then the shops and stores become less busy, because spending slows down. Alex understood something important. Consumer confidence often moves spending before official data does. Surveys of households help economists predict future spending trends. Mission 2, the 3 spending doors. Alex walked into the next chamber. 3 giant doors stood before him. Above them were 3 labels. Door 1, durable goods. These include cars, motorcycles, refrigerators, furniture, appliances. These are big-ticket items, said the headmaster. They cost large amount of money from people's salaries, but they last for many years, because they have long useful lives. However, if a family's income is not high, then families can delay buying them. For example, if the economic growth is not uncertain, people postpone buying a new car or a new oven. They repair old cars and ovens instead of replacing them with new ones. Durable goods, or durables, are the most cyclical part of consumer spending. Durables act like an early warning signal of economic change. Door 2, non-durable goods. These include food, medicine, soap, cleaning supplies. I know, these are necessities, Alex said. Correct, said the headmaster. Even in bad times, families must still buy them, because without these products, people cannot survive. Without food, people will die. Without soap or cleaning supplies, people will get dirty and sick. Therefore, the spending on non-durables by people changes very little through the business cycle. It is the least cyclical category. No matter what happens, people still need to eat and clean themselves. Door 3, Services. These include restaurants, streaming subscriptions, repairs, karting, films. Services are partly necessary and partly optional. So the spending on services falls during economic recessions, and it rises during economic expansions. But such spending fluctuates less than durable goods. Overall speaking, durables is the most cyclical part of products, non-durables is the least cyclical part, and services is in between, it is moderately cyclical. The headmaster continues, if durable spending weakens early, it may signal an economic slowdown. Mission 3. Following income. Next, Alex entered the income lab. On the wall were two large screens. Screen 1 says, Disposable income. The headmaster said, Disposable income is income after taxes. It is the money that households actually have available to spend or save. When disposable income rises, spending usually increases. When it falls, spending often slows. Disposable income is a key indicator of consumption prospects. Screen 2 says, Permanent income. The headmaster lowered his voice. Permanent income is what households believe they can rely on over the long term. It excludes lottery wins, one-time bonuses, temporary shocks, and short-term losses. Permanent income reflects stable expectations. Households base their basic level of consumption on permanent income. For example, if someone receives a salary increase over the next 10 years, then his households will plan to make an overseas trip every year in the next 10 years, because each trip costs a lot of money. Spending on services tends to follow permanent income more closely than temporary income changes. However, spending on durable goods often rises or falls with short-term, disposable income fluctuations. Alex realized, durable purchases react strongly to short-term income changes, while normal consumption reflects long-term expectations. Mission 4. The Savings Shield. In the final training chamber stood a giant vault labeled Saving Rate. The headmaster asked, What happens when households become uncertain about the future? Alex answered, They save more. Correct. The saving rate is the percentage of income that households do not spend. If saving rises, it may indicate caution. People may fear unemployment. They may expect income to decline. On the other hand, if the saving rate decreases, it signals economic weakness. But there was a surprise twist. If households accumulate large savings, the headmaster explained, they gain spending power in long term. So high savings may signal short-term caution, but long-term potential strength. Waterwave Mission 5. The Business Cycle Map. The final room displayed a giant map of the business cycle. It showed 4 phases. First phase is recovery, where unemployment is still high, layoffs is slow. Businesses rely on overtime before hiring. Confidence begins improving. Durable spending starts to rise. Second phase is expansion. In this phase, companies hire more people, so unemployment falls. People's income grows. Confidence is strong. Durable spending is above average. Services spending rises. And non-durable steady. The third phase is slow down. In this stage, hiring continues but at a slower pace. Income is still growing. Confidence remains positive. Spending stabilizes. The fourth phase is contraction. or it is also called recession. Businesses cut overtime, so people work less. Hiring freezes. Layoffs begin. Confidence weakens. Durable spending declines sharply. Services decline. Non-durables change little. Alex noticed something important. Consumer spending is cyclical, but it is less volatile than business investment. In the recession phase, companies cut investment more aggressively than households cut consumption.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah. In a kingdom big and wide, where the markets rise and slide, there's a secret you should know today. It's not just banks or factories, not only big companies. Families help lead the way. They decide what they will buy, when to save and when to try, if they're confident or feeling low. When they spend, the shops all cheer. When they worry, markets fear. That's how economies grow. Watch the households, watch them go. They move the economy fast or slow. When confidence is high, we rise. When it falls, the slowdown shows. Durables jump up and down. Non-durables stay steady around. Services somewhere in between. That's how the cycle sees. First, consumer confidence, future hopes and evidence. Do we think our jobs are safe? If we feel secure and strong, we will spend all year long. If not, we save just in case. Surveys ask what people feel before the numbers even real. Confidence can lead the way. If the mood begins to drop, soon the spending slows and shops hit off the moves before the data say. Watch the households, watch them go. They move the economy fast or slow. When confidence is high, we rise. When it falls, the slowdown shows. Durables jump up and down. Non-durables stay steady around. Services somewhere in between. That's how the cycle seems. Now let's talk about income flow. There are two kinds you should know. Disposable income, that's clear. Money left after taxes each year. If it rises, spending can too, especially for something new. But wait, there's more to explain. Permanent income is not the same. It's what families think will stay, not a bonus that fades away. If money comes just for a day, we won't change our life that way. Long-term plans are built on trust, on income steady and robust. Durable goods, cars and TVs, they rise and fall dramatically. In bad times we wait and delay. In good times we buy right away. Non-durables, food and soap, we buy them whether rich or broke. They barely change across the year because we need them far and near. Services, meals and haircuts too, they move but not like durables do. Right in the middle they'll stay to contraction and expansion days. But the households, they decide how the business cycle will ride. Recovery, expansion bright, slow down then contraction nights. Sinning more when times feel tough, spending when we feel strong enough. That's the story, plain to see. Households shape the economy. So if you want to understand why markets rise across the land, don't just look at factories, look at families. Because every choice they make helps the whole economy wait.